Starting with Debo on tank, I believe. I'm not sure if this was actually the one that Debo posted where it was us as a 4-stack. Yeah, I believe it is. Yeah, it's me and Debo on the Zarya. Let's go ahead and take a look. We'll just pause for a second. And we'll see how we go. Hello, Blanky. Am I smelly? I probably am smelly. I haven't showered yet today. How you doing, Blanky? You all good, pal? Right, now if I recall correctly, we lost this game, but I feel like we all played well. The issue with it mainly is that with the Lucio Mercy healing lineup, you're going to be really struggling for heals. So you have to adapt how you're playing based on the support lineup that you have. I want to wait until Debo's here. I might actually message him in the Discord to just make sure that he's here. Hello, I will be leaving soon. That's fine, Elbow. I appreciate that you stopped by anyway. Hope you're good, but when are you actually leaving? Debo, we will start with you. Oh. Oh. Okay. I don't think this will take long. What, the 3 VODs to get through, you mean? Maybe not. We'll see what happens, and once we're finished, I just said then, like, I don't know what I'm doing this evening. Not sure what the plan is. Ow. But I was thinking we just chill out, because it's going to be my last stream before I fly to Wales. And I don't think I'll be streaming on Monday. So I'm not sure entirely what my stream schedule is going to be like, but as soon as I find out what it is, I'm thinking what I do is I'm going to stream Tuesday and Thursday. You could Smurf. We could Smurf tonight if you want. We could just level the Smurf, hang out with chat, and play some games with people in chat if you wanted to. Okay. Well, I don't know if Debo's going to be here. But it also seems like Winner and ICN aren't here either, so I don't know what to do here. I can level mine up. You can do if you want to. You can level them up together. Alright, well, let's just get started anyway. So we've watched a lot of Debo play Zarya. What up, Junes? How you doing, buddy? So we're looking at some Zarya gameplay here. It's Debo playing Zarya with the Lucio Mercy, as I was just saying before everyone hopped in chat. You're going to be looking at, like, way more explosive gameplay. That name is fucking cringe, your fave McCree. Hey. I didn't see his name. So yeah, this needs to be, like, really explosive. Like, you only really have, like, Lucio amp it up heals. Oh, it's my Smurf, I see. Ugh. But yeah, you've only got Lucio amp up to be viable in a fight. The longer this fight goes on, the more value their Batiste gets. So the fights need to be over quick. Let's take a look. Debo doesn't like that guitar at all. Okay, cool. I was gonna say, I always recommend just spamming at the door, even if you just get like a couple % to your thing. Good, sort of, what's the word? Restraint to not bubble straight away there. But I think you can bubble straight away because there's not a fight. Remember I was talking about the pre-fight and all that? I think it's worth getting a bubble in, because it'll be back up by the time that the fight starts, so... It's fine. Debo should have bubbled there. Still gets value out of his bubbles, this is fine. It's just good practice that when your hog is faced with an enemy hog, because the whole point of the hog 1v1 is going to be whoever hooks second has an advantage, because he gets to pick when he cancels your abilities. So for Debo there, if he'd bubbled me as soon as I'd hooked him in, It means that he can't stop me from following up by hooking me himself. So bubbling your hog after he's just hooked a hog is usually good practice. Focus the lamp, you can see the lamp. I don't know why we're not pressing the attack here. I suppose we're worried about the hog coming back in. I'm not sure I like that though. I feel like keeping up the pressure would have been fine there. Making sure that they can't take this nice angle, and it means that Debo can keep his charge. Because right now we're going into a fight and Zarya has 2, 1, 0 charge. I think we're respecting the Pharah too much here. Nice bubble to bail out the soldier, but I don't think it's actually relevant. Okay, so I would say that the mark of a good off-tank is being able to follow your main tank around and almost know what he's going to do before he does it. So, like, just in this little instance of play here, we see that I'm fighting one fight, so Zarya pulls all the way back. And this is something to be said about main tanks as well. Main tanks should know where their off-tanks are, and I didn't at this point. Debo gets hooked. Debo peels. This is really good. That's nice peel. It's good peel. Debo Zarya. Yeah, ICN. We'll do yours next if you want, because I don't think Winner's in chat just yet. So we can do yours next if you want. How you doing, though, ICN? You all good? It's actually me and Debo playing, so I'm kind of trying to, like, not focus on my gameplay, but talk about the interplay between two tanks, certainly in this meta and all that stuff. So, yeah. So, yeah, a really good off-tank has one eye on whatever the fuck they're doing, and one eye on what their other tank is doing. My Mercy gameplay was there as well. We can look at the Mercy gameplay if you really want. So, like, Debo's going for a hog who has Breather online. You're not gonna solo kill a hog with Breather online as Zarya unless he, like, completely missteps or anything like that. Certainly without, like, an Ana to anti-nade him or whatever. Now, I'm over on the left somewhere trying to finish a kill. And we can't finish the kill. And now we're a little bit split up. So, like, Zarya Hog is really good together. Like, clumped up nice together. In, like, a brawly sense. Like, you want to play Hog a little bit like Ryan. Where he's the brunt of the damage, but he's playing way more around fucking LOS and all that stuff. Like, the gameplay mechanic is different, but the role that he's filling is still main tank. My game was Nepal. It was very intense. Cool. So now, look, I'm focusing someone else. Also, this goes for anyone trying to take out a pharmacy. Kill the Mercy first. The Pharah... If the Pharah doesn't die after you kill the Mercy, she will back off. Because she doesn't feel nearly as safe without that yellow beam sticking out of her butthole, right? So target priority is a slight issue here, where, like, Debo spends a long time trying to chip down the Pharah. Doesn't even finish the kill because she goes low. And... Pharah gets the kill. And now she's full HP as well. So all the damage that's been done there, if Debo goes for Pharah again here, it's a big misplay. Debo, are you playing Fortnite? Like, you managed to get the Pharah, which is okay, but by that point, because Debo had, like, tunnel vision so much on this Pharah's in our backline, we've lost, like, 3 people. We lost Soldier, we lost me, and we lost... No, we lost 2 people, okay, by the time that we could kill Pharah. So it's now winnable, but really difficult, right? Like, Zarya has to really pop off here. There's a Mercy to your left who's completely not in cover. Is Debo in the chat? I don't believe he is. I did say I was going to start with him in the Discord. He hasn't answered yet. But we're just getting started anyway. I might upload this anyway to YouTube. I've got a couple other ideas for what I'm uploading to YouTube. So just for anyone who isn't already, like, let's just plug this shit right now. You need to go and follow the YouTube if you still want content next week. I fly tomorrow to Wales to visit my family for my birthday. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm already there. But just make sure you go ahead and follow that down below, because we've got some really cool videos that I've recorded that I'm very happy with how they've turned out. I really want you guys to enjoy them too, so please go and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. It's some good stuff. I'm going to try and Try and get a bit of a boost in the YouTube channel to do that. Very spicy, would recommend. Thank you, Blanky. Right. So yeah, target priority here for Debo. Like, the Mercy is on the left, out of cover, just walking along the payload. Batiste is there, out of cover, just pumping the... I'm suddenly having notifications on. Thank you, ICN. Yeah, Batiste is out of cover and vulnerable. Mercy's out of cover and vulnerable, and Debo's not trying to shoot any of them. Get the res off onto Hog. Look where Mercy is. Okay, so Mercy goes down there. This goes for everyone in the team, though. Focusing a Pharah in a Pharah Mercy comp is so much more hard work than just trying to chip down a Mercy. Because equally, if the Mercy gets low, she's not going to push with the Pharah. And if the Pharah and Mercy aren't in chat together, if they're not like a two-stack, the Pharah might push. And if the Pharah... So, like, two things happen in that case, right? Like, Pharah pushes when Mercy's low and Mercy follows and dies because she's low. Or Pharah pushes when Mercy is low and Mercy doesn't go with her. In which case, Pharah's a sitting duck. You know? So always pressure the Mercy in the Pharah Mercy situation. And as a rule of thumb, if you can eviscerate healers first, you should absolutely be doing that. Like, if Devo pushes to the left here instead of staying, quote-unquote, on cart. Nice bubble. Devo looks a little lost here, right? Does everyone see that he looks a little lost in this little exchange? Let's just watch this again. He literally does, like, a 360... Which is fine, because you can be assessing the situation, but you're in the middle of a fight, and those snap decisions really matter, right? But as a rule of thumb, Debo's spending a lot of time melting the tanks instead of going for squishy picks, right? Mercy and Lucio are alive here. You can totally go aggressive, and I mean, you haven't got Hog, so there's also something to be said for disengaging from this fight entirely, right? So you either need to, in this case, in a losing fight, okay, I think it was Debo who wanted me to ask more questions. In a losing fight like this, you've now lost Lucio and Hog. What are your options? Go ahead. What are your options? Let's go back. I'm going to watch it again. I'm going to wait for your answers. We'll get to that point. I'll read the answers. The res up on the Hog and I die immediately, if I'm not mistaken. Right, okay. Cool. That little thing happens. Hog gets rezzed, Hog dies. Enemy Hog invests whole Hog and kills your other healer. Back up and regroup. That is an option. 100%, that is an option. Why is that maybe a better option than staying and fighting this? Or die on cart to prevent staggers? There's a few reasons why maybe disengaging completely from this fight instead of poking and trying to get damage in is arguably the best move here. Let's have a look. Does anyone know why that might be the best call here? We can specifically be looking at Zarya here as well, and it applies. Okay, chat looks dead quiet and confused. Namely, Zarya's at 96 charge, right? Has self-bubble. If anything, that would be an argument for pushing in. You have a little bit of defense that you could maybe snag a kill, right? But she's at 96. If she dies, she loses her charge, yada yada. Also, she has ult. So, and their Hog just used ult. So, what you're doing is you're going in and you're not exchanging ult charge because you already have ult. You are just transferring ult charge into the enemy team in a fight you know you lose, right? So, probably the best option here is for Debo to just back the fuck up all the way to the Mega Health Pack at the back left here. It means that he gets a recontest. He'll probably be on about 70 charge when he goes back in, which means one bubble gets him back up to 100. It means that he's got his grav. It means that because you're also forcing the team to push past cart, they're going to have less people on cart. Like I said, there is an argument that he could have made the call. I'm 100 charge, pocket me, I'm going in, and I'm just going to die on cart. That's acceptable. But I think now that we've got the time to assess the situation, 96 charge, don't want to lose it because we're going to lose the fight anyway. You have grav, you're just feeding ult charge instead of actually gaining ult charge. The call is probably to fall back. So let's see what Debo does here. Because right now as well, Debo and the team are fighting a losing fight off the cart. So they're not taking any time off the clock. They're still pushing, and they're gaining ult charge. So this is like a double foul, right? If Debo pushes in now and just goes, fuck it, I'm going to go. Fair enough. You're wasting some time. That's okay. You lose this fight, so make them work to clean up the fight or disengage completely. But at the moment, we're caught in this, like, no man's land area where he's not really doing anything. Like, he's doing things, but he's not really actively trying to win the game in this moment. He's trying to survive and stay alive, but also fight. But there's no purpose to fighting this if he's not A, on the cart, because he doesn't win this fight. He doesn't 1v6 the entire team, or even 3v6. I think Ashe and Mercy are alive still. You probably don't 3v6 this unless there's a disgusting, like, grav into Dynamite, which gives you Bob, which gives you blah, 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 blah. And by the time that happens, Hog is back with his whole Hog and yada yada. Like, some insane carry play could be made, but the most sensible, logical thing that you should do in this instance is either die on cart, or, as we said, that might be more beneficial, back up, go to the Mega, wait for your team. Because you're also meeting them in a halfway point as well. So your Hog who has just died, if you're fighting it here, where they are, right? Hog has to fucking waddle his ass slowly over and then be like, cool, I'm in the fight. You have to survive a good 10 seconds longer in this position than if you backed up, because not only do the enemies need to push you, your team are closer to you from the respawn. You know, it sounds really simple when I put it like that, but it is really simple. If you back up, your team can regroup with you faster, you lose less charge, you are not feeding ultimate charge, you can then engage in a more proactive way with a goal. You can be like, cool, let's just back up, then we'll recontest with Grav and Whole Hog. Cool, we got a plan, you know? So not stalling on cart, trying to just survive. He does basically disengage, right? It was just risky, and if that Hog had hooked him there, just as the as I am coming back in, we're looking a bit dodgy, you know? Like, if Hog hooks Zarya at that point, just as the respawns are coming in, it fucks the entire fight. Interesting bubble decision. I kind of want to ask Debo about that, to be honest. I don't know what he was thinking with that, if he was being pressured out by Pharah or what, but anyway. Because now we don't have bubble for the front line. That's fine. Focus, the lamp! The lamp survives! Okay. Positioning. Let's talk about positioning. Right, let's look at this grab. Debo throws bomb in the back, doesn't get anything. Fantastic. I think if Debo's more decisive with his grab here, he gets Ashe and Baptiste, and he survives. So See a grab and go for the grab, which is what I keep trying to say when I'm playing with Debo. I'm like, as soon as you see one, just go for it. Because I don't want you to have to wait for the perfect grab. Those very rarely come along, and if they do, you've probably waited far too long to find it anyway, and you've lost the fight. So, Bob comes in, grab comes out. We only get one, but that's fine. Why do you walk to this side where you've got such a... So, let's have a look at this real quick, right? So actually back up and let's watch this. When you look at the top-down view, it's real obvious to me, at least. So let's see what chat thinks. Once the grab is committed, where should Debo be? Right, this is before the Debo bomb. If you already know the answer, put it in chat. Where should Debo be when he commits this grab? Right? He's committed the grab. Where does he go? By the box thing on the left? The thing that he's already stood next to? Yep, absolutely. Not a bad shout. He's in front of window. So I think that's his logic in moving over to the right. But in doing that, like... I mean, window runs out anyway, so it's not relevant. It's not a relevant argument. Yeah. Debo just opens himself up to this entire line of sight. Whereas if he kind of stays where I'm trying to whole hog here... Look at the difference in positionings.
I think this takes a little undercooked.
I'm staying where it's slightly awkward for the hit scan to target me, right? Whereas Debo has moved in, even though Zarya's a fairly low range character, there's absolutely nothing stopping you just pushing up to here. You know? And then Ash escapes because the grab runs away. Like, I'm stood next to a fucking hog. And I'm like, well, he can shoot me in the ass for a bit, but, like, I'm pretty safe. I'm as safe as I can be in this moment. Right? And then the call is made that hog is behind. So do you know what I mean? It's just like, just because you have an advantage, pushing that advantage recklessly can swing a fight like that, you know? Right, let's go back to Debo. Oh, we're in like ×5 speed. And we lose the fight. Hey, winner, what up, dude? We'll be getting to your VOD third, I believe. I think we're doing ICN first, after this one, and then we'll do you after that. That's cool with you. How you doing though, buddy? You all good? Hope you're all good. Right. Just popped off on Sig. Nice. I'll ask you this, chat. What do I mean when I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase this question? What do I mean when I say I'm trying to phrase this question. Hang on. Okay, should Debo... There we go. Should Debo have jumped off the high ground there? Yay or nay? Alright, let's go back a touch. Let's watch this again. So he's like one of the last respawns.
I am still in the fight.
Debo takes all this time. No and no. Why? You're right. You're absolutely right. But why? Like, why is this a mistake, a misplay? Why did he do it? Because I can see why he did it. Because the team is not there. He's dead. He doesn't die. He doesn't die. Because the team isn't there, he's dead. The team kinda is there. The team is behind him. But he fed. I don't think he fed. Really. I don't think he fed. What he did... so why is high ground good then? So why should he have stayed on the high ground? How is that fight different if he stays on the high ground? I'm looking for a two-word answer. It's very simple. And it's something that doesn't really get talked about until Grandmaster. Or High Masters. The answer is map control. Right? Zarya and Hog, as a tanking duo, don't typically hold high ground and stay there. But what they can do is enforce a position for a couple seconds, right? We have an Ashe. Ashe is very vulnerable on her own. But if Hog, Zarya, and Ashe are all stood on this walkway above that... Look at Hog. Yeah, I know. He's like, yay! But yeah, if all three of us are stood up on high ground, Farah has to shoot through our meaty bodies to hit the Ashe, for starters. Hang on, I'm explaining something. I'm going to look at his arm in a second. So they're almost body blocked in a sense, but also the versatility of being up there. She would have still got charge, the Zarya. The Zarya would have still got charge. The Zarya still would have been able to fight this fight if she had not jumped down. But for some reason, she thought taking it head on was the better option, which oftentimes puts you on a level pegging. Now in Overwatch, we don't want a level pegging. We want as much advantage as we can get, right? You never want to take an equal fight. You do sometimes, to be fair. You do want to take an equal fight. But if ever is possible, you want to take a fight that is favored to you, right? So, by being on that high ground, it gives you a vantage point. It means that you have other exits that they can't get to. It's actually a very basic mathematical thing with the angle from shooting down versus shooting up just gives you favor. Like, there's a lot of reasons why high ground is valuable. Also, with there being a Pharah, being on high ground means you're closer to the Pharah. Might give you an easier shot for the Ashe. So, as much as Zarya and Hog don't really want to fight the high ground and hold high ground, there's something to be said for getting all the advantage you can until you need to touch car or until you need to get down onto point and actually take the fight there. There was nothing wrong with Debo just staying high ground there. Does that make any sense, guys? Any questions so far?
Get over here. Get over here.
That's unlucky. Use your right clicks. You probably would have finished him quicker if you had right clicks there. No, the arm? Oh, I forgot, sorry. So now we're just in like this staggered nonsense fight. Mercy Valking there. See, now there Ashe has the high ground. And the thing is, because Zarya and Hog have no mobility, it is so difficult to retake high ground when you've got like an Ashe, certainly an Ashe, because she is one of the strongest hit scans in the game. When she is like chipping you down with a D.Va just on cart, you have to take the long way fucking round to try and get up the stairs. D.Va can just whoop and hop up. It's so much more difficult for you to maintain that high ground that you jumping off and giving it to them on a silver platter is really quite detrimental, right? Nice. D.Va overextends a bit, you punish that, and now you need to take the high ground off these guys, because they don't have anyone to enforce it with them. And they're forced to drop. Very good. Stay up there. D.Va's starting to look a little lost again here, right? Feel like they should regroup at the window? Yeah, I think they should regroup. I think that this is definitely a fight where we should have regrouped. Oh, it's such a big grab. It's unlucky because it was it's counterintuitive to what I was saying earlier, where I say if you see a grab, go for it. That is kind of with the knowledge that everyone is in position to at least be near to follow it up, right? This is the one stream I can't be a crackhead in. Why? Because I'm actually like trying to educate and stuff, and you can't derail it too much. Yeah, I mean, it's a good grab. He catches 3, but there are no cooldowns expelled at all. So actually, we end up losing grab and our life. So this is a pretty rough grab. And even just at that point, I don't think the call was made either. So just communication on that one to be like, come with me. There's 3 of them on me. I'm going to grab, you know? At Bapad Field, yeah, something you should be tracking because it's not something that comes up too often. It's a 25-second cooldown ability. You should be keeping track of things like that. Investing grab and losing a fight is really, really bad. It's like committing EMP and losing the fight. It's one of those ults that like just should give an automatic win, to be honest. You have to think and be helpful. So again, there was something there to be said for like, why did you stop moving? Like, why aren't you at the helm of the attack here? Let's just take a look at this again. Like, I don't really know what the logic is here. Like, I'm not sure why Debo doesn't want to be the first person in the door. Because he should be, because he has bubbles up. So he, like, stops. I don't know if you're, like, checking your periphery, but there's really no need. At this point, if there's someone behind you, you have to ignore it and push under car. You haven't got much time. So that's a questionable decision. And again, it's a shame that Debo isn't in chat. Because I'd like to get his opinions on what he's, like, thinking here and what he's doing. Because it would just enforce what we're trying to teach and stuff. But I think at that point, I mean, also, you know their comp. You know that they won't have anyone behind you. I don't understand why you didn't go in there. Because you just let a lot of people go low and feed a lot of ult charge instead of, like, pushing in and being a scary presence. I think he scratched his nose or something there. Cool, yeah, focus the... That's fine. The Valking Mercy is always going to be hard to deal with, so... It should be your hit scans trying to pressure her down. Make sure that she's, like... Just let them know that you're there. Like, Mercy... Valking Mercy is hard to hit, right? Her hitbox is pretty small, and you can't hit her wings, like, halfway past the wing. So the hitbox is a bit funky on a fucking Valking Mercy. So that's always a hard one to hit. But going for the BAP here is really good. This is fine. Yeah, this is good. This is good stabilization. Okay. I still would have said the second that Mercy goes out of Valk, you go for her. You just let the Mercy fly away from you. She stood right in front of you. And Hog has to come and clean her up. Like, you could have helped out there. And then Hog could have hooked the Diva who is trying to get away, right? So it's these micro decisions that have these butterfly effects, right? If Zarya starts pressuring down Mercy, and the Hog can just one-tap the Mercy because she's already half, it leaves the hook open for Diva to be hooked in, whereas now she gets away? Well, she gets killed. Okay. Could have been different, though. Just because it worked doesn't mean it was the best option. Does that make sense? You can keep poking us. You want to keep that charge up. Being proactive. I feel like I might have scared Debo into being too tentative. What do you guys think? How would you describe this Zarya gameplay? Because I would say that it's very measured. Push out and use a bubble. You've just lost 30 charge standing doing nothing, right? They ain't gonna push you on, like, no ult charge, you know what I mean? What I just said didn't make any sense. I'm gonna be cautious? Yeah, I think, like, overly cautious as well. Oh, what I was saying is before the fight breaks out, they're not going to push you as soon as you use your bubble. Like, they're just not. They haven't got the resources to do that, really. They're not fast enough. And, like, if D.Va gets in your face, like, the only person who's realistically going to dive you here is D.Va. If D.Va gets in Zarya's face because she used a personal bubble, she's misplaying. And you should be able to punish her. Someone help you, Zarya. Oh, you forced her back, and that's, you know, that's not your fault there. Good target prioritization. You've ignored the fight in the car, and you want to take these guys out. Although you should really be going for the Mercy there. I don't know why you... So if Mercy's ever pocketing anyone, go for the Mercy first in like 999 cases out of 1,000. You should be going for that Mercy. Because the Mercy is like, she hasn't got a gun out. She's just completely standing there with a staff like, please don't shoot me. And you're being such a gentleman about it. Like, you're like, that's cool, I won't shoot you, Mercy, you don't have a gun. Shoot her! Remember what I was saying about you never want to take an equal fight? You want to take a fight where you've got an advantage? Get rid of the fucking Mercy. It's giving them an advantage. You got lucky as fuck with that grab. You just sent that into a D.Va who was actively defense matrixing. You got lucky there, Mr. Devo. It's a really good grab. It's a good follow-up. You kill the Batiste. It's nice. That's what makes Zarya really scary, right? Is that when she's got 100 charge, there's really not much that they can do if you just push in on their supports who are out of position a little bit, or like off at an angle. If you choose to go there, and their D.Va's not really good. Because what D.Va should have done at that point was fly the fuck up to their supports and try and peel. Or at least body block for them, right? That's why D.Va's really oppressive in high ranks, because she's so game sense aware that she's keeping an eye on the cart, she's keeping an eye on her front line, she's keeping an eye on her back line, and if anything happens, she can just fly in between all of them. So a good D.Va might have meant that you could have failed that push, but certainly at this rank where you're finding that people aren't as good as Peel, and again, they won't be for ages. Like, for so many hundreds of SR from this rank. Whilst the Peel isn't there, when Zarya's 100 charge, go after the Batiste and the Mercy who's pocketing him. Because firstly, you've just taken all the healing off the team. Secondly, there's not much they can do to stop you, right? Nice bubble. Hog's just feeding. Jack misses a really easy hook because he's shite. Keep spamming in there. Oh, we go down to push him, that's why. Not a bad bloody block, pretty good. Please tell me Devo stayed alive here. Someone help your tanks. We had beat there as well. You've already built up 60, well, 55% the grab. This is really good. Tell me to push when you have bubble. Like, tell your tanks to help you. This is fine. Target the healers. Target the healer without a gun. No, it's good. It's fine. This is fine. Built up a grab super fast there. That's really, really good. Really well played. You didn't get so lucky that time, did you, Devo? You shot the fucking grab straight into the Zarya defense matrix. Okay. All in all, though, really not bad. I think you're a bit too cautious, but hey. Target priority. The Lucius still on cart. Oh, that's fine. Good. Not bad at all. Shit, we took 40 minutes on that. Okay, that was longer than I intended to spend on the first half of an attack. Or the first half of a round, the attack. Defense, whatever. You know what I mean. Alright, let's go. Should we still roll out on Zarya Hog? It's a good hold. So how we fluff this, I'm not really sure.
Ready for battle.
5, 4, Lovely. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. With like just getting charged straight on the get-go, you're gonna have your bubble by the time that it's needed again, right? Like she's just spamming the door. Deny her the ult charge, get you the damage. Easy peasy, time and easy. You know? Not a good bubble, but hey ho. I guess you assumed you were going to be shot at, and that's not unfair to assume. Right, like I said, what Zarya is really good at is isolating people that are out of position if you need to, right? That Ashe is being a cunt on the high ground, so you can totally just path and go and get her. You have 0 charge, you need to do something about that. Good. Also, I know Elbow's not here, but if he could... Oh, Jacob's already headed up there. Okay, I was going to say, there's something to be said for, like, your DPS making the call of, like, I'm going up there, I'm going to go deal with them, so maybe that's why Zarya didn't go. But she can still look that way, and again, this is where, like, off-tanking reaches, like, fucking transcendence levels, where you just know that your fucking DPS has gone on a flank, and you're like, boop, there's a bubble. And you enable these plays that they wouldn't have been able to get away with otherwise, right? So, like... Trying to enable your Tracer on the high ground by either going with her or by bubbling her would have been good. I know you used bubble on Hog and it was fine because he got hooked. Bubble was late, but it's because you didn't have it. Good. Push the Ana. Make sure she fucking dies. Make sure she dies. Right-click her! It has splash damage, Debo. Get the Mercy. It is nice, though. I do like how you're flowing in between targets here, whereas you're not tunnel visioning like you did on the first... not on the first defense, but on the defense. Yeah, bubble Jacob as he goes in. Enable those DPS to do things they can't do. Very nice. You're keeping an eye on the Hog, but I can hear that there's like 3 people to your left, so you really need to be aware to that. Stop tunnel visioning on the big targets. They're not the ones you want. Like, Anna's just stood on the left. Debo looks lost again. He does that 360 when he's lost, I think. Cool. But the point is capped. But you're on 0 charge, so I would say you should push this. Yeah, why not? Press the Pharaoh away. Keep pushing. You're a tank. I think your Hog's also gone in, so push with Hog. Like, that's what I mean. I'd really love to get Debo's opinion here on why he decides to push main there instead of pushing with his Hog. Shoot, the Mercy, not the Pharah. Yeah, and Hog dies as well. You should push with your tank. Now you're a bit stuck. Go and take the high ground. Leave the cart. Nice. I don't know what the Pharaoh was doing back there, but it's all good. You managed to get the kill. Take the high ground. Ignore the cart. If there's a bunch of shit on cart, that means you can't shoot the Mercy. So we're like kind of regurgitating a lot of the stuff that I was trying to explain already. Nice bubble. Shoot the Mercy! Target priority is something that you might need to work on, Debo. Shoot the Mercy. Shoot the Ana. Shoot anyone but the Hog. Okay, he dies. You can push aggressively here and you can be like, hey, I've just gone all the way back to the start. Oh my god, I'm stupid. No. Alright, hold up. I was gonna say, what you can do there is that you can say, I've got Grav, I'm gonna push up so they can't touch. Like, the fact that that isn't just the game over right there is unbelievable. I don't know why this game is now frozen. But that should have been the game over. They lost Hog. The cart was pulling into 3rd point. Please load, game. it's not letting me do anything, chat. Well, I guess we're starting that again. That's annoying. That's really annoying.
Traveling to Havana.
Sensei Sunday gone wrong? I know. It just fucking froze on me. For God's sake, I can't speed through it. I'm gonna run for a pee. I'll be right back, and we're gonna get back to that point. I'll be 2 seconds.
Attackers incoming. 30 seconds.
Hey.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
Time to raise my piano.
Helden sterben nicht. Dein Schutzengel ist da.
Do something!
Helden sterben nicht.
Justice reigns from above!
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
I don't want to skip forward, though. You know what I mean, right, chat? I don't want it to fucking crash on me again. Let's just go 20 seconds at a time. Wait for it to load. Please. We got run over. It's doing it again. No. Oh, for God's sake. Really? Yeah, this game does not fucking like me. It also doesn't let you just, like, click and slide. Unlucky Tebow onto the next. I mean, I did say I think we were just regurgitating points there for a lot of it. I don't really want to just stop, though. That seems really mean. Come on! I pressed forward twice! What's so fucking hard about this? Oh, this was gonna be a YouTube video as well. That's really annoying. Oh, we're gonna have to? Maybe.
Bob.
Aha! Back up. I didn't press fast forward again, right? That would be really stupid of me. Is he here? No. Okay, we're getting back. We're getting back to it. We're getting back to it. It's all good. It's all good. We're getting there. The noises are so weird. Yeah. Zarya's gun as well because it's sound cube based on like her energy and stuff. It's wild. Okay.
Initiating match.
Right.
Ready for
Okay,
battle.
we're back.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Blub, 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 blub.
Now see what I...
Okay, we actually got the second fucking point, didn't we? Jesus Christ. We talked about this bit. Talked about the chase here. We talked about Debo being a bit lost on cut. Speedy payload, yeah. So we got past this bit as well, and we actually got to a point where the car... Carl was rolling through, so I think we're okay here. Right, it's just after Hog dies, so give me 1 sec. Okay, we're back to where we want to be. Alright, flipping heck. So what I was saying was, before this flipping happened, Devo backs off to payload. Well, what in actual fact he should be doing is going for the kills. Because if he goes for the kills on the squishies up here, or if Hog does that and manages to get a frag, there's no way they can test this. There's just no way. Okay, Devo's actually one of the only people on cart. And Hog's gone to point. I think at this point as well, you can literally just solo grab the ball to get the kill quickly. Like, he stays alive way too long there. And if Zarya just grabs the high ground here, they can't touch. Yeah. Oh, okay, so that does happen. For some reason I thought we lost that game, but okay, good. Well, there we go. That was the last, like, 30 seconds of that. Yeah, so any closing thoughts for that one? Anyone think I didn't mention anything about that particular play? Anything that you want to ask me about Zarya gameplay? Anything like that? Go ahead and ask. Otherwise, I'm gonna load the next